Rob and Liz in the morning.
On his radio.
We eat so much turkey on the day of, so our Thanksgiving party, we should have something else.
And we decided to do crudité.
Which is dips.
Foods with dips.
Because I was like, what is a crudité?
And what did Ben thought it was something else. What did you think it was?
I had no idea. I didn't know how you even said that word.
Oh, I thought you said it was crudites or something.
Yeah, cruddites. That's what it looks like.
Yes, crudites. We're having crudites. And so I think we're running out of maybe ideas.
Yeah, because only so many people can bring chips and salsa.
Right. So, Scott, do you have any ideas for crudité?
I'm still trying to figure out what crudité. I've never heard of this word before in my life. I'm learning goog for Google and now crudité
The googs. Let's say it
goog.
right.
Sorry.
The googs.
See, I don't know what I'm saying now. I just call it dip. I like, there is a pickle dip that I love that I found a recipe for years ago. Can I bring that? It is so good.
What do you dip in that?
You put your chips in it.
Oh,
it's just like
okay.
It's a dip. It's a pickle dip. It's got like sour cream and cream cheese and
Pickle juice?
pickle juice.
So you take your Lay's, your wavy Lay's or whatever, and you dip it in the pickle.
It would just be like having a pickle chip.
Mm-hmm.
Which I will not have. So
I love pickle chips.
Really?
But it's got, a little bit of pickles in it too, like the diced pickles and the juice. And then the cream cheese, and the sour. It's all good. You should try. I think I'll bring it. That's what I'll do.
I'd try it.
So
This
you
is
can try
going
it.
down a really bad road. Like it was to me. I'm not a pickle fan. I do like the sweet. What are they? The bread and butter ones.
Yes.
I do like those.
Or the little baby gherkins.
The gherkins. I like the gherkins. Okay, but to have a dip for your chip that has pickles in it.
See, Caitlin, she said that sounds amazing. She said she would totally try that.
Thank you. Thank
Caitlin, maybe you're invited and you can have my share. Let's go to the My HISRadio app and the open mic.
There's a buffalo chicken dip you could probably do. That might be good.
Well, Mama Liz, is doing this because there was such a request from Jake, morning show producer, as well as Ninja, because I make it for my son. And so that's what I signed up.
And I'm very excited. The hype is up there, so.
I know, the expectation is up there. She had another idea as well, going back to the My HISRadio app and the open mic.
There's also a jalapeno pimento cheese dip that's really good with pita chips.
See, I like pimento cheese, but I'm not a fan of spicy.
And see, I don't like pimento cheese or spice, so. But I know that would go crazy.
Oh, yeah. People would love it.
Absolutely.
Amanda has some suggestions as well. Another for the Buffalo Ranch chicken dip, 7-layer dip, and artichoke dip.
Okay, so I think somebody has signed up for the spinach dip.
Yes, so we have the spinach and artichoke dip, a Mexican layered dip, pretzel chips and hummus, a pineapple dip, s'mores dip, apples and fruit, and then salsa from Jake.
Jake's bringing the salsa.
Yeah.
All right, so Ben has not signed up yet.
I was thinking a fresh guacamole might add to it.
Are you going to put it together at our table?
Like make it there?
Yes.
Like at the restaurant?
Like at the restaurant.
It'd be authentic, so.
Let's do this.
Kathy said pumpkin fluff with Biscoff cookies. And
Ooh,
yeah, that just sounds like everything fall. And Serena said warm crab dip. Let me tell you, my husband's aunt has a crab dip that she brings to every single function, and that stuff. Let me tell you, I just want to.
You put it on crackers?
Yes.
Or on veggies?
Crackers. Well, I think you can do both, but I do the crackers.
Okay, all right.
This is so good.
Do have a couple of open mics from the My HISRadio app.
God bless you. Good morning. There is a buffalo dip that is a little bit different. It's on foodwishes.com. If you actually look into YouTube, the way that I do it, I actually marinate the chicken and basically prepare the chicken, put it in a really low setting, and close it up and let them sweat basically, and then I shred it.
Okay, now that sounds good because I don't do that. In my buffalo chicken dip, it actually calls for the chicken that's in the little can.
Oh,
So
yeah,
he's
yeah.
actually going a whole lot farther than I
Yeah,
am.
he's giving the chicken a spa treatment and
Exactly.
letting it sweat in the
right.
in the room first.
It's losing some weight first. Hey, if you want Scott's pickle dip, my grief, you can text in the word pickle to 800-447-7234, and we've got that pickle dip for you.
the highly requested pickle
Yes.
dip. And Hillary texted that her husband started making a smoked cream cheese dip.
Yes.
And she said you score a block of cream cheese, add barbecue seasoning, and put it in the smoker so it's nice and warm when you eat it. And you can eat it with pork rinds, chips and crackers. That sounds so good.
With pork rinds?
You don't like pork rinds?
With pork rinds? Okay. Sorry. I'll take the crackers. Thank you very much. Going back to the My His Radio app and the open mic.
Hi, my name is Heather, and first of all, the pickle dip sounds amazing. I love pickles, and I love all things that taste like pickles, but only a dill pickle. The bread and butter pickles are not real pickles, in my opinion, and if you're one of those people that likes those, you're not a true pickle fan. But my suggestion would be like a bean dip or some type of layered dip for tortilla chips.
Not a pickle fan. What in the world, Scott?
That was like a battle of fighting words over pickles
right?
this morning.
I know, but listen, this pickle thing is blowing up.
So many
And
people.
she's right. You need the dill pickles for this dip, not the bread and butter.
I don't even know. So you can get the recipe for this travesty, this pickle dip. Just text the word pickle to 800-447-7234. And Alicia said, Scott, I love pickles too, but seriously, pickles and cream cheese do not go together.
Don't forget the sour cream, too. I'm telling you, your
Good
taste
grief.
buds will slap you,
Yes,
thank
they
you,
will.
and they will be like, give me some more.
Will
That's
they
what
say
they're going
that?
to say. Yes.
I don't even know. Okay, so Jake, I'm kind of leaning more with Jake's dip that he saw. I don't know that he's going to make it because we're thinking it may be a little sweet.
Yeah, so I saw this dip on TikTok the other day, and it was like you make your own whipped creams, like whipping cream, cream cheese, stuff like that, and then you get those Christmas tree Little Debbie's, and then you cut them up, like you have like a lot of them, and then you cut them up, and once you've made your whipping cream, you put the whipping cream in the bowl, put the cut up Christmas trees in the bowl, and kind of layer it, and then the guy put like 4 whole Christmas tree Little Debbie's on top of it, and then just scoop it out, put it in a bowl. And then boom, there's your Christmas dessert. I don't think that sounds good at all. I just think that sounds like a sugar rush. It was like I'm gonna like hit the star on Mario and just like.
You know, I
Right.
think. Woo! Okay, so Jeanette. Now I do like her dip. This sounds delicious. Heath cream cheese and apple dip. Yes,
That
please.
sound good.
Yes, please, and thank you.
And Lisa sent in a whole recipe
Yes.
for corn dip.
What's in the corn dip?
Okay, so you got your frozen corn, cream cheese, butter, and chopped jalapeno peppers. You melt the cream cheese and the butter, stir in the corn, add juice from the peppers, and chopped jalapenos, and there you go. See, it sounds pretty simple.
It sounds pretty simple, but I do believe you're going to have a little rumbly in your tumbly later.
Rob and Liz in the morning.
On His Radio.
Today being Veterans Day, of course, honoring all the veterans and their families for your sacrifice. And Ninja, you have something about haircuts?
Yes, we're honoring our veterans today, and I found where there was an annual event happening in this town, and it was hosted by this company called Right at Home, but they brought in somebody to do free haircuts for veterans because, you know, freedom wasn't free, but as saying thank you, they wanted to give the veterans the free haircuts. Just a little simple way to say thank you.
Thank you for your service.
Yes.
I do love that. I know there's a couple of different stores, restaurants that are giving some free things. IHOP has a deal. I think Starbucks is giving like a free coffee, just like a regular drip coffee, but it's for the veteran or their spouses and their spouses. And then like Dunkin's doing something. So there's a couple of different things out there for today that you can take advantage of. But I like the haircuts.
Yeah. If you're a veteran, is it one of those things you need to bring an ID that says you're a veteran? Do you have like a sticker? Do you just say, is it honor system?
I think probably you need to check before you go.
Yeah.
But I would almost think it's honor system.
Okay.
They may make you show your military ID. That could be a thing. But probably maybe at IHOP, since I think it's like a whole breakfast or something.
Ooh.
I know, right? Oh, Applebee's is doing something as well. So
sweet.
a couple of different, restaurants and different organizations that are honoring veterans today.
Rob and Liz in the morning.
On His Radio.
We got this really cool delivery. Now, this is for the family of Rob Dempsey, our friend, our brother, who passed away. It's been a little more than a couple of weeks now. And Crystal had texted and said she wanted to do a prayer blanket.
Yes, she said she makes these for her friends and anybody who God puts on her heart that she makes these for. And it looks like she crocheted it. It's really soft material.
It's so sweet.
It's got blue and brown and gray colors. It's really good colors. It's kind of long. Maybe you can kneel on it or you just hold it to pray.
Well, I guess it's like for your lap, as you're praying.
Yeah.
And then it's supposed to bring about like God's mercy, peace, strength, healing, that kind of thing as you're grieving, as you're taking those steps forward, dealing with the loss of a loved one. And so that was so incredibly nice. Crystal, thank you so much for that. And thank you for your prayers continued for Amy and the rest of the Dempsey family, as they are trying to put their lives together and figure things out in the future. And also prayers, for our team as well, as we're still dealing with the loss of Rob. And so many people have been so kind, that I've seen, whether it's at church or, we had an appearance over the weekend, and just the hugs and the kind words about Rob. So thank you. Thank you so much for that.
Rob and Liz in the morning.
On His Radio.
This is the time of year where it seems like what is on everyone's mind is food.
Oh, don't you love it, though?
I know, like as we prepare for Thanksgiving, we were coming up with the Riles family kind of menu yesterday, and then my daughter's planning a Friendsgiving, and so that seems to be all we're talking about right now. But we got this open mic about mac and cheese. And this is very, very interesting.
We make a grown-up mac and cheese, which consists of some cinnamon, nutmeg, Gruyere, mozzarella, Havarti. It's a lot of those fancy cheeses, but it is one of the most popular thing at Thanksgiving every year, and it's always requested for us to make it. And then it's sprinkled with a little extra crispy bacon and baked. It's delicious.
This sounds absolutely delicious.
See, it's adult mac and cheese for the refined palate of the multiple cheeses that accompany your preference of noodles and crispy bacon.
Well, I think if you tried to serve this to a kid, it probably would not work.
They would have one bite and be like, hand me the craft.
Right, that's exactly, they love it. But I'm like, Gruyere and Havarti cheeses, okay.
Fancy.
I know. So I have a mac and cheese recipe that has been handed down from my mother-in-law, and it is amazing. And you can text the word MAC, M-A-C, to 800-447-7234 and get that recipe. But it is not a grown-up. It is like mild cheddar, sharp cheddar. It's got a dash of Texas Pete in it.
But still, it's one of those recipes that's passed down for generations, so that is treasured and good.
Yes. Now, if she puts like whole milk in it, I do put heavy cream. Like I mix 3 different types of milk. I'll do evaporated milk, I'll do your regular milk, and then I'll do some heavy cream.
Evaporated milk? So it's a can of air?
Yes, exactly. Like, why do they sell it like that? So it is good, but you can text the word MAC, and we'll send it to you. Okay, so I got to ask, Scott, would you eat the updated adult version of the mac and cheese, or are you just a traditionalist?
I'm going to go traditional on this. I'm going to stick with just the sharp cheddar.
Just sharp?
And
You don't even mix the cheeses?
I don't think my wife uses her Mama's secret family recipe. It has been passed down from generation, and I do a lot of the shredding. You know, I've got the block, and I'm working the forearms and shredding the cheese for her. So it's just sharp cheddar, I think.
Wait. So,
Yeah.
you know they already shred it.
Okay, this
You
is going to
can
be a
buy
whole
it shredded.
conversation. If you shred your own cheese off the block, it's so much better than the pre-shredded.
Because all
Takes
of your
time.
sweat.
We don't always do it, but
Yeah.
if you can shred your own cheese, it's a whole lot better.
I love Texas Pete in my mac and cheese too. And second of all, I love mac and cheese.
Just second of all, I love mac and cheese. Who doesn't?
Jennifer texted and she said, all this sounds great. However, if anyone has a good gluten-free and dairy-free recipe, please share. And if I'm making a dairy-free or gluten-free, I just kind of supplement, you know?
Like how?
Like if instead of using whole milk, I just use almond milk, or
You can use almond milk in mac and cheese?
I mean, I've never tried it specifically, but like
Okay.
in other things, like making cookies
Oh,
or
sure.
whatever.
Okay.
But I have yet to find a good dairy-free cheese.
Okay. Yeah, see, to me, mac and cheese is gluten and dairy.
Yeah,
like
it's a
there's
little
nothing
tricky.
else. So I would say so. But if
Yeah.
you have one, love to hear it so we can pass it on
Please share.
to Jennifer. Going back to the open mic on the My His Radio
I
app.
never would have thought of putting jalapeno in mac and cheese, but I'm willing to try because we put jalapeno in cheddar cheese in our Jiffy cornbread mix, and it's pretty darn good. So I'd try it. I don't know if I would like it, but I would at least try it.
Yeah, jalapenos and mac and cheese. I'm not a big fan of spice.
Yeah, me neither.
However, what she's talking about, that cornbread, that Mexican cornbread,
Mm-hmm.
yes, all day long.
I always bought the pre-grated cheese thinking, it's easy, faster. But I will tell you, they add cellulose to that so it won't stick together. And cellulose is a byproduct of wood. So you're actually eating wood with your cheese if you're eating the shredded cheese.
What in the world?
Never again.
Scott,
I didn't know it was wood. I just thought it was some kind of coating, but I wasn't aware that it was a wood product. Interesting.
that is okay. So
But
I
you know-
probably will never buy the shredded cheese ever again.
But you know what I've heard? If you really like shredded cheese and the the ease of that, I have seen videos lately where people are taking pre-shredded cheese, washing it like you do pasta, rinsing it out, and then drying it to remove all of that, what we're finding out this morning, all of that wood
Well-
and all of the coating.
I will say if I buy canned vegetables, which is primarily how I will run water in the can and drain it to get that extra sodium out as
I'll do
much
that.
as possible. Yeah, so maybe that's a thing to do.
So, I got a text.
Okay.
So, Ashley, because we were talking about, somebody said, if you have a gluten-free and dairy-free recipe, send it in. But Ashley, she said, I'm gluten-free and I will risk the stomach ache every single time for my dad's mac and cheese because it's so good.
Sometimes these are the choices we make, right? Going back to the My His Radio app and the open mic.
Hey Scott, good morning. Completely agree with you that shredded cheese by hand out of the block is far better than the pre-shredded stuff. But you need to get a salad shooter to shred your cheese. It's really nice and saves your forearms.
A salad shooter?
I didn't think about that.
It's like a like a water gun, but for salad.
Rob and Liz in the morning.
On His Radio.
Taking care of family members. It's National Caregivers Month, and this is where I call this the sandwich generation, where you may still have kids at home, but you're also taking care of an aging parent. And this is a month where, you're kind of recognized and you find out maybe a little bit more about resources to help take care of those parents, because that in and of itself is hard enough. Believe me, I just went through this earlier this year.
Yeah, I remember you coming in and you would fill us in on all the things that you were learning, and you were like, make sure you have this in your safe and you go ahead and have this information, things that we just don't normally think about.
Well, you don't until it's there. in your
Right.
face. And then you're kind of scrambling like, okay, what's the difference between assisted living, nursing home, memory care, skilled nursing? There's so many different areas that your parent would need to go into. Right now, my mom is in assisted living, but she's at the beginning stages of dementia. So I don't know when, that next place is going to come into play.
Yeah.
And then my dad was a veteran. So she should have been getting military benefits since he passed 18 years ago
Yeah.
and did not realize.
Oh no.
And so that was also another thing. So I had to go and research all of his military information. Like I found out he had an appendectomy when he was a teenager. I mean,
Goodness.
it's very interesting to go through all of that paperwork. I'm still going through it. But if you don't have the right paperwork, you can't put in for those military benefits. And it took months. And then you have to go to the Veterans Administration. I mean, there's so much.
Yeah, it's one of those things where people on the outside, such as myself, you don't really think about how much work goes into something like that, like caring for your parents and your family. And so having a time and a month to focus on that and bring recognition to that is so important.
It is so important. So if you are a caregiver for an aging parent, first of all, man, what you are doing and how you're honoring your parents as well, what we're supposed to do, whether you've moved that parent in to live with you, which I know a lot of families do, and then you have to get to a point where you say, do they need more care than I can provide?
Right.
And that is hard as well, saying, mom and dad, here's where you're going to go because they want to be with you. So we honor you. We thank you for what you're doing for your family.
Shout out to my wife, Lily. She has taken her grandmother in and is taking care of her grandmother. She's 85 years old. She had to take power of attorney over her, and she is doing a magnificent job. And then before that, she took care of my dad until he passed away in the same house. So she is a absolutely wonderful caregiver. And I love you, Lily.
Oh, that is so sweet. And, that is something else that you need to think about is power of attorney. Because there's like financial and I think medical. And so I had to get all of those things.
That's a big burden to take on.
It is. And just making sure, the bank accounts and keeping receipts for said bank account. I mean, it's a lot. Thank you for what you're doing.
Rob and Liz in the morning.
On His Radio.
What are you asking us?
I just want to know if I'm doing something wrong.
No, you're doing a great job.
Oh, okay. Well, it's just whenever y'all walk in, you have a minimum of like 3 bags each. So do I need to bring something next time or?
Yes, snacks.
Please.
No, Ben, I think it is just women.
It's a girl thing.
I really, really do. Because I have a handbag, which you don't have, Ben. Then I have a laptop bag. And then I have the snacks for the week and the drinks and the...
Are you calling me broke or?
No, not at all.
If you want to bring in 3 handbags, go ahead.
I figure you have a wallet.
You can bring in snacks too.
Yeah, I have things in my pockets.
Okay, what do you have in your pockets?
Phone, wallet, keys, the basics.
Okay, so they're in separate pockets, obviously.
Correct, yeah.
Okay, so we just carry a lot more stuff. I mean, I probably have 6 lip glosses, that you aren't carrying. I have medication. I have...
Yeah, I do have those.
Cough drops. What else do you have in your bag, Ninja?
Well, I have my purse.
Yeah.
Because women's pockets are just not big enough to put our wallets and phones.
Yeah. And sometimes
keys.
we have a faux pocket.
Yes.
It's not even real.
It's sewed in there. So
Yeah.
what's the whole point? But I have my purse, my laptop bag, my lunch bag, and then I have another bag as well.
Oh, yeah. So you have the 4. So,
yeah.
And some days I'll have 4, but... So we're not hiding anything from you, Ben.
Okay. Well, I'll still bring a bag if I need to, and just empty out my pockets so I can fit in.
Okay. So carry in this bag. Carry your keys, your wallet, and your change or whatever it is.
And the snacks that I'm going to bring.
Rob and Liz in the morning.
On His Radio.
So little Harper was heartbroken. It's His Radio Mornings, Liz Ninja. Here's what happened. So little Harper had been practicing her heart out. She had a recital coming up.
A little dance recital.
And like had the costume, she was ready to go.
Practicing up,
Yes,
getting ready.
right. And it was a daddy-daughter dance. So
I love those.
I do too. They're
so cute.
super cute and way out of usually a dad's comfort zone.
Yes.
And so her dad couldn't make it. He had other responsibilities at work that just, the timing was bad.
happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to make that choice, unfortunately. And so her brother stepped in.
Yes, Big Bro stepped up, and he looks about that age, maybe middle school, early high school. So sometimes, bros are like, nah, I'm too cool for that. But her bro, he stepped up, didn't want her to do this, miss out on this dance. And so he got in a little outfit, matched her with the theme that she chose, and they did their dance. And it was so cute. They did a great job.
Yeah, and Mom had said, they already kind of had a close bond, but this probably brought them even closer because even at her young age, she understood that first daddy-daughter dance, that her brother was there for her.
Yes, she'll have the pictures and videos to remember forever.
Robin, Liz in the morning.
On His Radio.
We are talking about Romania. Romania, because there is this woman who for decades had a doorstop. She would prop her door open. A lot of people, and I've been to Romania. My daughter was there on a mission trip. Not a whole lot of air conditioning happening.
Keep the air flowing somehow.
Exactly. And so she would prop her door open with this humongous doorstop. Well, she passed on quite a few years ago. Somebody in her family said, I think this doorstop is more than a doorstop.
What?
I know. Like, I don't know why you would think that and why you hadn't brought it up before.
Yeah,
but
what would make you think that?
I know. So she took it to like a place, geological place, where they looked at this doorstop and realized it was a 7-pound piece of amber.
So it was like a rock.
It was a rock.
A fancy rock.
And a very expensive rock.
How did she find this thing? Was it just in the backyard? Did she get it?
She found
from
it in a stream. That's where the lady who originally had it and made it a doorstop found it.
Gotcha.
And I guess she saw it and she was like, okay, it's big enough. It can hold open my heavy door so I can get that breeze in. And so, so that's what happened. 7 pounds, I think it's 7.7 pounds. Any guesses how much the thing is worth? It's amber. So it's not a diamond, but it's amber.
Yeah. Like 500?
$1 million. So this is a very poor neighborhood where this woman lived for all of these years, all of these decades, never knew she had $1 million. There was even a break-in in her house. A thief came in her house and took some other things. And I get probably even propped the door open.